That's hysterical. What do you mean you're unable to stream to YouTube due to a connection error? You can't see anything. You can see. Is it live? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Because it says unable to stream via YouTube due to a connection error, which makes absolutely no sense. Well, you can hear Water, yes, but can you see me? Well, you can't see me because it's not showing me. Can you hear me? Can you see me? I don't think I want to quit tour guiding and never do this again. I literally don't deal with this very well. I literally phoned up John. I said, "Oh, John, I've worked it out," and I hadn't worked it out at all. Do you know when you're, I keep thinking there's something on my chin, there's something on my phone. You know when you think to yourself, oh, good Lord, hold on. Look at that, hello, who are you? Come and say hello. I don't even want to ask, hello, come and say hello. Come and say hello. I don't want to ask what the signal's like, but what is the signal like? Oh, thank you, Catherine, but honestly, you just think to yourself, somebody's trying to tell you something, Leonie. And poor John's tour is at 8. No, I'm not, I don't give up. I will do something. Might not be the full shebang. So can somebody do me a favour? Can somebody let Claire Sanderson know? Claire Sanderson. It keeps saying to me, it's Claire, yeah, can you put the thing? It keeps saying to me, cannot stream to YouTube due to a connection area. I don't know what I'm talking about, right. Looks like I'm filming on a potato. How could I be filming on a potato? Right, so I think what we're going to do is I've done basically, obviously, a tour. I want people to be able to come and join us. So at the moment we've only got 17. Now I realise that, to be honest, what was going to say, sorry, I was distracted by the duck. I haven't got my glasses on, so please tell me it is a duck and not actually a turtle or something. I think what we'll have to do is, shall we just have a wander around and show you lovely things rather than going into masses of detail, because would that be nice? Just show you a few bits and bobs, because I'm just, there is absolutely no way after having phoned John twice that I'm going anywhere close to his tour. So literally the levels of stress. And I think that the thing is now that this may just have kicked me into using Prism. I've been talking about doing it for a while, but the only thing is that I can't see I can't actually see what the signal's like, so I'll have to find out. What how I do that. I'll tell you what. Let's go back to the beginning. Now, what it does come up and tell me every once in a while is that it can't stream to YouTube because of connection error. So I'll contact them about that. So basically, this is one of the most beautiful places. And if you look up there, somewhere up there is where that person was throwing things at me. So it's been rather delightful. I did have a message from my friend saying, did she need me to come down and look after me, shall we say. So that's a sign of a good friend. But it's very strange to have signal issues and people chucking stuff at you. I'm not even sure what they were, but at least they weren't massive rocks, I suppose. I have spent a few days, these is just loads of nettles, nobody needs to see that. I've spent a few days learning more about the history of this area, and I'm going to share a couple of stories with you because it'd be wrong not to. So where we are is Luce Conservation Area. Well, actually, that's what I actually should have also said is where we are is walking around Luce Valley, which is in Luce Conservation Area. Now, Luce Conservation Valley area. Now, this area, unbeknownst to me, which is quite shocking really, Maidstone was once kind of referred to as Paper City. So we had a lot of paper mills. And we've also had 13, oh great. So the issue we've got with the gimbal, unfortunately, has also reared its ugly head. So for those of you that with me last weekend, I was having a bit of trouble with the gimbal going every 5 minutes. Now what I did is I calibrated it this weekend. I removed my phone case in the hope that that might make a difference. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if removing the microphone, can you still hear me okay? Because if you can still hear me okay, what I'm going to do is take the microphone out in case that's playing monkeys on it. However, what I would say is the chat's slightly delayed, so I'm not sure if you can hear me. So I'm just going to wait until you guys let me know you can. And is it still all right? Because otherwise it may look that it may mean that I need a new gimbal, and that's not really an expenditure I want to go into at the moment. So where we are is Crisbrook Meadow. Now they think that was the name of the stream, which is now Luce Stream or Langley Stream, and they think it was Cris, so C-R-I-S, which is actually Old English for cress. So it would have been perhaps cress growing and we are walking towards, well, basically we're walking around Crisbrook Meadow. There is Crisbrook House. There is Upper Crisbrook Mill. There is Lower Crisbrook Mill. And what you will see is these fantastic old stone walls. Now, back in 2014, unfortunately, there were some vandals who actually tried, they damaged one of those beautiful ragstone walls and actually knocked out quite a few. So they had to go out and repair them. Now, I haven't done any signal testing around here. But I just thought we'd have a little wander round. So you can just see some of the beautiful areas that we've got. And actually that's really interesting. That radio mast looks quite incongruous, but actually that belongs to the headquarters of Kent Fire and Rescue Service. And one of the owners of one of the mills I would be speaking to you about actually built the house, which is now their headquarters, and he called it the Godlands. And I'm not entirely sure if that's because he felt that it had a fantastic view, or whether he had an air of grandeur. Yeah, the sound may be better just with the... sometimes the sound is better just with the phone. I see what you mean. Yeah, well, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you something that was going to be my epic reveal. One of my epic reveals. And it's not going to be that dog. And one of the things I put in my advert for this tour is that you would be impressed by the power of water. And you probably aren't going to be able to hear me. When you're talking about signal, Leslie, is there an issue again with the signal? Hello, baby. Hello. So when you saw the mill pond earlier, you will have seen that it was actually quite calm, nothing much to see. And then you have this. I'm not sure how that's coming across on tour. But this basically... Now we're going to go and have a quick look at it from the other side. Now what you're looking at is, these are the foundations of what was, oh my goodness, that dog nearly took me out. Hello? You do realise you're live? Yes? You're famous? Oh yes? Oh yes? Sorry, I'm now distracted completely by the dogs. One of which is eating something. I'm sure it shouldn't be eating. So again, so you can see here little streams. So those, what we were looking for is, it's actually very, very sad, but those are the all that is left of Upper Crisbrook Mill. Now, it was actually built in the 18th century. It was extended in 1888, but there was a mill on this site way before, at least from the 16th century. Whoops! It was used for fulling cloth, and what I'd like to do is one day take you down to Cranbrook, which will be, good Lord, Canadian geese. And is that a little? Oh, I really wish I could have my glasses on while I do these tours. Is that a little duckling? Or is that... Oh look, I can zoom in. Can you see? Oh, hold on, what have I done? Oh, what have I done now? Oh my goodness! Oh, they're baby Canadian geese. I assume they're baby Canadian geese. I mean, there wouldn't be ducks. Oh, sorry, my hand's got a proper shake on there. Now I've forgotten. Oh. Well, it's a gosling, it really is, yes. So the funny thing is, so you look here and you look at how quiet and how you would say it was still, but then you look here and realise it's really not. And then you come here and hope you don't fall flat on your face. And you realise, I'm not sure, I still haven't got it enlarged. Bear with me. Oh yes, that's still quite large, isn't it? Oh, I'll tell you what. Look at this, taking my life in my own hands. I'm not going very close because they'll attack me, and that would finish me off today. Hello, you've got lovely babies. How many babies are there? 3 babies. Oh, that's very nice. Now, if Ryan Gosling was here, then that would be interesting. And I'll just walk back. So as you can see, the force of that water coming down here and how it would have powered the water wheel. Unfortunately, as you can see now, all that's left is the metal apron and the trough. And it is actually called a waterfall. Now, when they removed the waterfall, there was it was marked up, and it had the date 1680 cast into it. So although this current building, which obviously isn't even here, and it had stopped by 1920. Oops, I may just have trodden in some variety of poop. And as you can see, this lovely stream just trickling down. Oops. So now Luce Valley Conservation Area covers 2 miles from Bolton Quarries in the east, through Luce Village and down to Tovel. And when I take you for the walk along the river, we actually start in Tovel Green. Now, there used to be a lot of agricultural activity in the area, the main crops being hops and fruit. Now, the valley itself was a centre of industry with a number of ragstone quarries, and there was a series of 13 water-powered mills, all of which existed because there are records in 1570. And if you look opposite, you will find Crisbrook House. Ooh, I've just been splashed. Now then, just keeping an eye on the time. Oh. Oh, hello. Hello, here's looking at you, kid. Can you see their little webbed feet? Is that not so cute? I love the people that come on my tours. I've just suddenly looked down and I see goose poo is bad. Okay, fine, goose poo's bad. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to put it on toast. Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest, you may have noticed I was very quiet when I saw them because I did not want to be chompity chomped. Now, Upper Crisbrook Mill was an 18th century, see, I've told you a bit of porky pies while I was walking round, so I apologise. So Lower Crisbrook Mill was demolished in the 1950s. Upper Crisbrook Mill, which is what I was talking to you about, was the one that was built in the 18th century and extended in 1888. So I'm getting my mills in a muddle. Now, Upper Crisbrook Mill went on sale in July 2015 for between 1.1 and 1.25 million pounds. And if you can see, their water wheel is still operating. It's got 6 bedrooms, approximately 2 acres of land, a garage for 4 cars, as you can see, very nice. Now, I had a look, and in 2018 it sold for £960,000. Now that generates 40,000 kilowatts of energy, and it's an 18-foot overshot water wheel. Now that property was once owned by the Dean and Chapter of Canterbury. Now you will see these upper Crisbrook cottages, and no doubt these would actually have been lived in by the workers of the mills. And just in case you're missing a bit of scaffolding, there you go. It is an absolutely wonderful place, and I must admit, I did think to myself, oh, I'd quite like to live here many years ago. But the problem is that you obviously get a lot of dog walkers round here, which isn't conducive to the kitties. And of course, it's very close to that road where people drive like absolute fiends. And also, it costs a lot of money. But it would be, I love that you're still talking about geese. I should have renamed this the Geese Tour. You know, when I get home, I've got like to look into 55,000 versions of Lou's tours. And it is Lou's, not loose, Lou's. The plural of Lou, I guess, but not really. Only if you're trying to explain how to say it. And let's have a look down the side of their side of that mill. That there mill. Well, the thing is, those geese would have been on super high alert because obviously they've got baby geese. I know it's not baby geese, but it sounds nicer than... So for £960,000 in 2018, you could have bought that. I think we should have bought that. And I think we should have all moved in. Because that is pretty splendid to me. Well, it's funny, I rang my mum earlier today and she said to me, oh, I've got lots of bird song. I was like, yeah, well, I have 2 birds nesting in my eaves. Now I'm going to walk you along here, which is Hale Mill, and Hale Mill was going to be the focus of my story. But we're not doing that today. We're going to do it another day. Anne, you naughty little monkey. I can see Anne bought me a book, and she's bought me another bookie. You're a very naughty girl, but thank you. And thank you to Mike. Thank you to Catherine. Thank you to Nicole. Nicole, bless you, sent me some books before I'd even managed to do a tour, while I was at the time considering my future in virtual touring. Now what I would say is that this road is rather hairy, and by hairy I obviously don't mean furry. I mean that it's quite narrow with 2 cars passing, and there's not great sight lines. Now there is a fantastic story between Hale Mill, and I will schedule a tour to talk all about Hale Mill. Sounds like Hail Mary, but it is Hale Mill. And hopefully that big van won't be there at the time. So we're just going to have a quick look at this building, which, as you can see, has been redeveloped. I appreciate this hasn't gone terribly well as today, and I appreciate a lot of you have spent a lot of time while I've been saying I'm trying to sort it. I'll get there. And I don't know if you can hear, but there is, again, the Luce stream coming down. What I would love to do is an in-person tour around here, actually. So if you could all fly or drive down, I'll meet you here. We won't need to worry about gimbals and signal. And thank you, Susan. Yes, I haven't really moved on my numbers on YouTube since Frozen Shouldergate, I'm afraid, because I don't think I'm being prolific enough. And isn't it fabulous? These little, well, that's sticky weed, that's not fabulous. These little flowers growing through the through the bricks, which is perched on the. Oh, thank you, Gregory. Ah, Ronnie's just come back, yes. Well, this is an impromptu, well, it's not an impromptu, it's a walk around Lewes. I think that's what I'll name it. It'll be a walk around Lewes Valley. Whoops. I think the thing is that this is the first place that I have actually thought to myself, oh, it's a very shame they've got that fence there. I wanted more of a nose. Is I would love, love, love to be able to go back in time and see this place in the 16th, 17th, 18th centuries. I think it would just be absolutely fantastic. You imagine 13 mills in operation. So some of them were milling corn, some of them were paper mills, some of them were fulling mills, which is all to do with the cloth industry, which is where Cranbrook I'll speak to you about. It really is. And thinking about how they love this area, because obviously you've got this water which then connects to the Medway. So for transportation, it was really convenient, but also the water was so clean. I imagine with all of this industry, afterwards perhaps not. And let me see if I can read this. So this is Lewes Boy Scouts, Assistant Scout Master J. Fawkes, Patrol Leader AVLA something or other. He died in France for God and country, lest we forget. 1914 to 1918. So obviously that's World War One. How far is this from my house? So this is basically about a mile from where I take you for our walk round, just debating which way to go, round when we walk up to Maidstone. So this is about maybe 4 miles. And what I would say is, because to come here you have to cross the crossing, the railway crossing, and there's also a one-way bridge. So it could take you sort of 20 minutes, it could take you 30 minutes, it could take you 40 minutes. It really depends on whether or not you get stuck at the bridge. Oh, and I'm not sure whether or not, because they all would have had within this valley, they all would have been probably, I like to think the workers would have been employed. It would have been very hard workers, of course. It was in those days, but just fantastic to think about it. We could ask Doctor Who, but I don't actually know Doctor Who. Right, okay. We'll do 10 more minutes wandering about, and then that'll give you a 50. I'm not sure how long John takes before he goes live, and as I say, I don't want to interrupt on him, so we'll have a but of course I have a friend from Canada who's coming down in September. I'm wondering if she's now thinking, oh, I need to come here. Oh, that's interesting. Shall we go up that way? Oops. Oh, hi Sharon. Well, this will be on YouTube for those who missed joining, because obviously it didn't work. Oh, there you are, Sue. Thank you, Casey, Leslie, for the tip. Oh. Don't get lost. Me, get lost. So to those of you that have just joined, we're having a walk, says I, puffing. We're having a walk around Lewes Valley, as it all got technically very, very difficult. So far we've had a look at the ruins of Lower Crisbrook Mill, the still standing Upper Crisbrook Mill. We've looked out at Crisbrook House, and we're just about to go into the woods so I can get murdered. If you can hear the heavy breathing, that's not me. Okay, so you know I said my friend was coming down in September. She may have just reminded me that it's actually October. What's a month between friends? I was hoping that after doing that massive hike that we'd get a splendid view of the valley. But actually, I'm not convinced now. I think I've just got terribly lost. Can you hear that? I'm trying to be quiet so you can actually hear all the birdies. Really is, wherever I turn there's little birdie noises. Just for me, of course. Mike says they're a song thrush. Well, there you are, Mike. Well done you. Anybody else? Mike's identified one lot. What's that, a crop circle? No, I think it's just what we call a sacrificial spot for virtual tour guides. It's just an open piece of grassland. Really could just be in the middle of nowhere here. It's absolutely glorious. One day perhaps what we'll do is we'll just have a wander round, have one of our... We used to have check-in and chats. I think we'll just have a nice check-in and chat at some point round here and we can go wandering all over the shop. What look like... Oh look, see, they're growing. Oh, one of them's been knocked over. I'm watching very carefully where I put my feet for several reasons. One, I don't want to plunge to my death. And two, because Luce Conservation Society do look after this area. And when I retire, I do intend to volunteer with them. So you can see now where we are. Isn't that a beautiful, beautiful view? I'm not going to put any of the trees back that have been knocked down just because I don't want to do more damage with my ignorance, but are you preferring prism, chaps? Ooh, ooh, ooh. I just need to be able to get the signal thingy bob on. But I think that's it for me. I can't. Oh, that nearly was it for me. Oh, I say, don't leave fingerprints. I think what you're meant to do is leave footprints, take memories and photos. If I murdered somebody, not that I intend to, but I think that's when you're not meant to leave fingerprints. Oops, was it a ginger cat? Because I thought to myself, Leonie, you're going insane. You thought you just saw a cat, but obviously there wouldn't be a cat up here. But now you've said ginger cat, I'm starting to think, was I actually not hallucinating? Well, John's also brave enough to try the 1080, which is really good. I've been a scaredy cat about using Prism, I'll be honest. Right, well, I think that needs to be your lot then, because, well, I'll be honest, I'm not sure that I wasn't hallucinating. It was a cat. Thank you. Gosh. What's a cat doing up there? What is a cat doing up there? Oh, right. So I'm going to turn the screen round and just say thank you all so much. I do apologise because I know it's taken up your time. I hope you had lots of lovely chats while you're waiting for me. Thank you to everybody who was trying to help. Thank you to everybody who's joined. Thank you to everybody who was able to like the video, and thank you to anybody who was able to give me a financial donation. I am obviously now going to go and see if I can find that cat again. What I would say is, if you aren't going to be joining John, you're more, oh actually I can't even say you're more than welcome. I've only got 11% of battery left, so it's going to kick me out soon. I will repeat Lewes Valley Conservation Area Tour, the one that I did all the prep for. Ha, that's life. As of next, I'm not doing a tour next weekend, and then I will hopefully be showing you a little bit of Zante, but I will look to set up something in Prism next time, so I avoid just this absolute hideousness of hideousnesses. So yeah, take care everybody, lots of love to all, and see you soon. Bye bye. Well, I will, yeah.